Everyone knew Alexander Pierce, the charming billionaire who built his tech empire from nothing. But few knew the secret he buried 3 years ago, the woman he left behind, pregnant and heartbroken. At a glamorous charity gala in Manhattan, Alexander's past crashes into his present when he sees her walk in, radiant, powerful, and with a little boy by her side who looks exactly like him. 3 years ago, Alexander Pierce was on top of the world. He had just landed a $1 billion acquisition deal and was celebrated across Forbes, Fortune, and every business magazine imaginable. But amid his meteoric rise, his fiancée, Isabella Hart, quietly struggled through her first trimester. She had told him, nervously, softly, that she was pregnant. His reaction wasn't what she expected. Instead of joy or even shock, he went cold. "I can't do this right now," he had said, avoiding her eyes. "This isn't part of the plan, Isabella. I have too much going on." She remembered how he walked out that night. No explanations, no follow-up. Just a voicemail 2 days later. "It's better for both of us this way." And just like that, Isabella was left alone with a growing life inside her. She moved to a quieter part of upstate New York, leaving the flashing cameras and high-rise offices behind. Her heart broke, but her resolve didn't. She gave birth to a boy named Leo, strong, bright-eyed, and full of the love she once thought she'd lost forever. Raising Leo wasn't easy. She worked odd jobs at first, waitressing, tutoring, even designing websites for local businesses. She used her background in marketing to start a boutique digital agency out of her small apartment. Her clients were small at first, a bakery, a yoga studio, a couple of artists. But word spread. Isabella had a way with brand storytelling, a way of understanding people. And more importantly, she understood pain, struggle, and resilience, which she infused into every campaign she built. By the time Leo turned 2, her agency, Heart and Rise, had landed its first six-figure contract. By the time he was 3, she had an office in Manhattan and a team of 20. Isabella didn't just survive, she thrived. And she never once contacted Alexander. Not for money, not for help, not for anything. The annual Hearts for Tomorrow charity gala was a prestigious event in the city, an elegant affair attended by celebrities, CEOs, and philanthropists. Alexander had been a major sponsor for 5 years now. This year he walked in alone as usual, his dark Armani suit tailored to perfection, his smile polished but tired. But then he saw her, Isabella. She stood near the stage, speaking with the director of the foundation. Her hair was swept back in a sleek bun, a crimson gown hugging her figure with graceful confidence. She hadn't seen him yet, but Alexander saw everything. How poised she was, how her eyes sparkled with life he hadn't remembered in her. And beside her a little boy stood, maybe 3 years old, dark hair, hazel eyes. Alexander froze. The resemblance was unmistakable. He found her on the balcony during the intermission. Isabella turned slowly when he spoke her name. "Isabella," her expression didn't falter. "Alexander." "I didn't know," he began, his voice low. "The boy, his name is Leo," she said firmly, "and he's everything you walked away from." He looked down, ashamed. "I was scared. I thought I'd lose everything I worked for." "You did," she said quietly, "but not the way you think." The silence stretched. "I've watched you on magazine covers, giving TED Talks, shaking hands with presidents. But you missed his first steps, his first words. You missed him calling out for you when he cried at night." Alexander's heart ached. He hadn't realized how deeply he'd buried the guilt until now. "I want to know him," he said finally. Isabella paused. "That depends on Leo. He's not a second chance for you. He's his own person. If you want to know him, you'll start by earning it." Over the next few months, Alexander did just that. He stepped back from some of his business responsibilities, started therapy, and volunteered at the foundation Isabella supported. At first, Leo was shy, but then came a drawing of the two of them holding hands, a giggle at a playground, a whispered, "Are you my daddy?" followed by a tearful hug. Alexander didn't expect forgiveness, but he worked for trust. Slowly it came. Isabella never let her guard down completely, not yet. But she saw the change. In him, in Leo, in herself. One quiet evening, as they walked out of the gala the following year, this time together, Alexander reached for her hand. She didn't pull away, not because everything was fixed, but because some broken things don't need to be hidden, they can be rebuilt.